Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That's right. We got cameras on if you want them. We're changing things up a little bit. And since it's at the nighttime and it's not so early, the sun's not even out, I show up on camera. Oh, I love it. John, welcome. Corey, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, John Alonzo's here, which is super exciting. You get to see firsthand a few traders who have made it to profitability, to profitable land. We're going to be interacting with them throughout class, chatting and having the best of discussions. I'm really, really excited about this evening. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Well, welcome everyone. Paul, thanks for being here, Rockstar. Two Pauls, appreciate you. Kurt, good seeing your face, my man. Ivo, man from Portugal, welcome. All right, Marta, hello, hello. So, quick overview. Why the change in class? Well, a bunch of things. Number one, I couldn't wait till April 22nd. That was the main reason. I'm just always excited about this. That's the main reason. Number two, yes, you've noticed that it's a little bit of a different time. And we did that because it couldn't be the exact same time as the previous one because, well, I already had a class then. So all I want to say is this. Thank you for being flexible. Thank you for saying yes to greatness. My friends who are here, greatness is scary sometimes. It takes a lot to say yes to big responsibilities, to big opportunities, to big life changes, to new information, especially information that's going to stretch you past your comfort zone. And that's what we're going to be doing. And so what I'm doing tonight is I'm just going to give you a quick little overview and briefly introduction of who, what, when, where, how. That's what this evening's class is. And then we're going to be diving in. This to my left is Stephen King. Stephen is going to be one of the other co-instructors for the program and course. You'll meet Johnny Guarco in later days. Johnny and Stephen and myself are all born in early part of May, so we're all Tauruses.
Birthday's coming up.
Birthdays are right around the corner, about a month away. And so we're here to kind of give you some guidance, give you some instruction. But again, here's what's exciting for me. I love that Johnny and Steven are helping in this class because they, along with Marta and John Alonzo and Lucian, have gotten to the point where they have figured it out. Now, it might not be every single month, and it's definitely not every day, but we have the ability and the knowledge and the plan and the system to create income from anywhere in the world. Because if we have access to the internet, we have access to income. Type in one if that's cool. Right? And I think that's really fun just to have that system and to have the confidence. John Alonzo, how long did that take you? Realistically. Realistically, John.
To get the confidence, it probably took me a couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
okay.
and I still battle with it today. It never goes away, but hey, stick with it and you'll get there.
That's right. It takes time, but what amazing thing doesn't? If we really think about it for a moment, what incredible, life-changing, totally different financial picture than what you might be living now. What doesn't take time, energy, effort, money, consistency, and discipline? It all does. It doesn't matter if it's real estate. It doesn't matter if it's business. Type it a 2 if you're a business owner. You're hitting me with a 2. I mean, if you're a business owner, you know this to be true, right? And even if you are a full-time employee, same thing. If you just don't show up to work for 75 days in a row and never send a message, never, right? You don't have a job. So it's going to take consistency. It's going to take some direction. There will be a lot of discussion about money, about wealth, Here's just a really quick overview of the team. Again, just as a reminder, Johnny Guarco will be sending his photo in just a little bit. He's a male model, so I have to pay for his his photo rights. Steven, give us a quick rundown on you, man. Who are you and how long you've been trading? Give us a little bit of background on that.
Yeah, happy to. So quick rundown, like just like John, it probably took me a couple years. And I will say, just to manage everybody's expectations. Now, I know there's a lot of people here also who took the previous 90-day class, right? So doing a follow-up, which is great, dedication, commitment, 100%. When you go down this journey, all you got to realize and understand is that, like Jeremy was saying, everything takes time. You can't just expect just to jump in, start clicking buttons and start making money. It's going to take a commitment of time, money. You're here tonight. You're going to be here for the next however many days total we have, but the next several weeks, 2 months, whatever the total time is. But that's your commitment already that you've given us. And that's a great start. Just know that, there's going to be times when you maybe feel overwhelmed, some of the information you're not sure about. We're all here to help. We're here to answer your questions. So John and Lucian are, and Marta, of course, too, but John and Lucian, they're here to assist during our sessions to answer questions. Marta as well. She's your go-to for any questions that you have regarding homework, any resources that we have. That's who you're going to turn to for that. But in terms of just quick background on me, I've been an entrepreneur. I've been in business for myself since basically 2000. And 2015, I ended up having to shut down my business, lost my life savings, pretty much all of it, had to start over. And I was almost 50 years old. It's not an easy place to, not an easy time of your life to reinvent yourself. Let's just say that. So my one thing that I realize is I'm not marketable. I can't go back to working in corporate. I've been out of corporate for 20 years. So I found trading, and fortunately, unfortunately, I wish I had found Jerremy sooner than I did, but that period of my journey before I met Jerremy, it taught me a lot. And so they were hard lessons to learn, but they were good lessons to learn. So I started trading. I joined Jerremy in 2015. And so it was shortly after I had to close down my business. And again, it took me a couple of years to really grasp this trading thing and understand it, and eventually become consistently profitable. So just know it takes time, depending on where all of you are in life and what you're doing and what your goals are. I know there's been other people who have been in the same situation I was in, where you just, life changes. You just have to pivot, go a different direction. So anyway, I'm glad you're all here. Looking forward to working with all of you.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, my man. And we do have a disclaimer, which is essentially everything has risks. Life has risks. Be really careful. You're going to die in 100 years, right? We're all toast. Let's live an amazing life, right, Tony? Let's do big things and just be really, really careful with money. That's really what this disclaimer says. Everything has risks associated with it. I am going to give you the quick schedule just so that you can all kind of see it. This is what it looks like right here. So we are here, and this is obviously day one, me and Stephen King. Stephen's going to be crushing the rest of this week at the same time, right? Nothing's going to change on the time. 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. And then next week, we're going to get a little bit of a blend of your boy Stephen King and Johnny Guarco, right? And then you got Johnny Guarco, then you got me. And then we're going to, depending on where you are at May and how much you've learned and how much supplementary information you guys have and how your questions are, that's how I'm going to start building out the rest of May and just kind of really know where you're at. We have had a few tweaks and adjustments and changes to our funded account program, thanks to FINRA, which is the Financial Institution of North America, and the SEC, which is the Securities Exchange Commission. And that's another reason for our shift in programming. Because also, this is actually good news. Me and Marty were like, wait a minute. So you're telling me that we can just trade 24 hours a day now? And on the weekends, we don't have to wait till next week to get our reps in. And at night, when we're done with class, we can go right into trading and start practicing on the charts immediately. I think that's awesome. Because now we don't have to wait as long. That was the reason that the other 9A class was so long, is because you guys had to wait to actually take the trades. But now, 2-3 weeks in, you're going to be pressing the buttons. That's the best part. And it's going to be safe. It'll be in a demo environment. No one's losing any money, but you're going to see P&Ls fluctuate. You're going to be seeing things go up and go down. It's going to be really exciting. And every single beautiful person here is going to have the speed and the capacity to learn faster and understand how other markets work that are, again, accessible from anywhere in the world. Me and Kristen were talking a couple of, like 3 or 4 days ago. And when we're chatting, it's like the opportunity for anyone here to sit down in wherever house, computer, coffee shop, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Bali, Japan, or hang out with Ivo in Portugal, right? Wherever you are, you kind of have the capacity to understand and implement and create some income. I think it's really, really awesome. So that's really kind of the timeline for April. And then again, depending on where you are, I'll start developing everything else for May, but you're going to be seeing a ton of me. Don't you worry. The obvious goal of this class is to help you do this, trade for a living. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next week, but we are going to give you all of the foundational pieces and strategies and the rules to trade for a living. What you're doing now will shift from what you do 2-3 weeks from now, and then 2-3 years from now, and then 2-3 decades after that. My goal is to keep you in the game, understand how this works, and realize that each and every one of you are going to see things differently than each other person. I realize that some of you, like my boy Barney, right? Barney's here. Barnaby's here because he knows how to trade, but he's just in the struggling season, right? He's in the not really profitable. I'm trying to figure it out, that type of season. And some of you are brand new, right? Some of you you don't know anything about this. So it's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So that's the best part, is you're going to have different approaches. And then, and here's the best part, you have some people who actually do this and make money, right? Like my boy John and Stephen King and Marta and Lucian, and we're going to be there to help you and just kind of show you what to do. So we got you. This is where we're going. And we're going to work through how we do this. And obviously, I think you all know our why behind why we do this, right? The big why, our mission is to enrich lives. And that is the ultimate objective. Because if I can enrich your life, and then you can have this knowledge and you can teach your kids and your kids' kids. And then they can start developing new ideas, new beliefs, new mindsets. And when you change your beliefs, my friends, you change your world. Everything starts to shift. When you really actually feel in your heart that you're confident, that you know what you're doing, you know why you're doing it. So you are in the right place if you are full-time or part-time trader with some serious income goals, or you don't even know how to be profitable, or you're not getting the results you're truly capable of. You'll notice that I didn't even put results in trading in this bullet. Because what if you make an extra $20,000 a year trading? Nothing amazing, nothing crazy. But you hear one thing that either me or Steven or John or Marta or Johnny, we talk about at some point. And that one thing, plus the extra $20,000 a year, gives you the courage to go, you know what? I'm going to go do this and make $20,000 a year trading and do this. And everything starts to expand. And then you start making money and income and resources that you might not have thought possible, because that also is going to happen. I will speak some truths to each and every single one of you here in this class that will change your life forever. And you won't hear them exactly the way you need to hear them yet until later, until you're ready, but it's going to be there. It'll be right here. And you're like, I heard this before. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it took me so long to figure this out. Because my goal is to accelerate people to places they've never thought imaginable. But it all starts with mindset, belief, and of course, consistent results. And then, of course, you got the fun one, the big one. If you're also sick and tired of almost nailing trading, you make like $500 or $600 or $700 for a day or for a week, and then that one big loss just tsunamis your trading account. Yeah, I got some smiles. Okay, so some of you are in that position. All right, well, you're in the right place here too, if that's what happens, because in this class, worst case scenario, you're going to get really rich and you're going to get rich. Like that's your work. That's there's going to be a lot of working out that I'm going to make some of you do for doing some of those things. So here's what I've noticed for some traders, not everyone here, because again, some of you are brand new, but for those of you who have traded, and for those of you who haven't traded, you're about to get a gift. But for those of you who have traded, there's a really good chance your trading looks a little bit like this. You started with a $27,000 account. And you took your $27,000 and you took it all the way up to 32. And that took like 2 or 3 months. And you're feeling really cool and excited. And then 32 goes all the way back down to 26.5. And you freak out a little bit. You're down $500. And so you grind, right? You carve out a weekend. You study like a maniac. You get after it. You back trade. You do all the things that you're kind of supposed to do anyway. And then your account goes all the way back up to 31. And then something hits again. Poof. 2-3 days later, back to 26. And you repeat this process 3 or 4 times. You go back up to 30, back to 25, back up to 29. And a year later, you get really annoyed, frustrated, and upset, and something happens, and kerpoosh, you're down to 20. And then you lose all faith, and you'll lose all confidence. You go, this trading thing is rigged. Newsom is selling a dream that no one else can live. Trading doesn't work. But here's the thing. You've proven to yourself that it did work. Here's the gift for someone who has never traded before. And I'm going to tell you, and I hope you can hear it as early as possible. The gift is pull out money, please, after you've made some profits. When you can tangibly touch the money and it's real, and you go to Buffalo Wild Wings and get your favorite entree ever, maybe get a beer or two, I'm not judging, get some delicious dipping sauce, and then you tip the waiter or waitress $100 cash. And they start crying, and you just have the best night ever. It's worth it. When you link positivity with money, with income, and with trading, your whole world will change. Because this example right here, some of you, type in a 1 in the chat if you're like, how did Newsom know my P&L? Did someone download broker statements before class started? Right? If you feel like you were in that position or have been in that position or have seen that type of fluctuation, here's one of the beautiful aspects to your trading account. My version of the world is if you find yourself in this situation, pull the money out manually and forcefully, physically, intentionally put yourself down there. Because if you pull out money manually, every single one of these times is like a $3,000 profit. And if you pull out $3,000 5 separate occasions, that's $15,000. And I don't know about you, but I know about 47 things that I could spend $15,000 on that would change my literal life forever. I know, right, John? You ever had an experience that you spent 15K worth? You're like, wow, that was nice, right? And it can be. Here's an example. Here's an example of something that wouldn't even cost $15,000. Here's something that would cost $5,000. flying first class to one of the biggest cities near you. Call it New York City, call it Chicago, LA, Miami, Dallas, Houston. With you and your boo, right? Your significant other, both of you fly first class, get to the city, stay at the nicest hotel, go to the nicest restaurant that you've ever, a Michelin star, a two-star Michelin star restaurant, eat all the entrees, have all the wine, get an Uber there and back to the hotel, then go and get custom-made matching outfits, hand woven from silk with your face on it, and fly back to your respective city. You can do all of that for around $5,000. Like, that's a substantial amount of money. But what do most people do? Most people say, when I make $1 million, then I'll live. There's so much to do between now and $1 million. And you all know my story, right? All of you, everyone here knows I made $1 million and lost it very quickly because I wasn't the container to hold $1 million. I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have the skills. I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the mindset. Turned 400,000 into 1.2 million, and then poof, goodbye in a matter of weeks. Jennifer says, I definitely need a silk jacket with my face on it. I thought you did, right? I was talking to you, Jen. Good old silk jacket. Come on, Tony. Let's go, dude. Money can do so much for you. Family, please don't ever let anyone tell you that money can't buy happiness. They don't know where to shop. All right. Money might not be able to buy happiness forever, but it can buy a really great weekend. That's what we're here for. So first of all, you have to let that sink into your soul. You're trading money. Type in a 3 in the chat pane if you would like to know how much. I want to give you an example because this is the reason that you will and we will focus a lot on the psychology of trading. I dare you to prove to me that this isn't psychology. It's all psychological. Let's go look at something that we're going to get pretty comfortable with over the next couple of days and weeks and months. Bitcoin. Let's just look at it for just a moment. Today, on Bitcoin, there was 13,000 Bitcoin traded today. 13,000. This is one asset class on one market, on one exchange. 13,000 Bitcoin. 13,000 Bitcoin today times $69,000 approximately is $897 million. Today. That's just a John Alonzo's salary short of $1 billion. $897 million today. One asset class on one market on one exchange. Let's go look at Tesla. Type in a 3 if you've ever heard of Tesla. Tesla today did 81 million shares of volume. 81 million. With an average price of what? 171? You're going to have to turn your calculator sideways, ladies and gentlemen. Otherwise, you're going to get this. You're going to get e to the 10. You got to turn it sideways. That's $13.8 billion today. That's $250 million a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, are you listening to this? That is such a substantial amount of money. And you're worried about your $20,000? You got to step into abundance when you step into the markets. It will forcefully shift your mind. Write this down if you're taking notes. The stock market is the greatest revealer of what I need healed internally. Is it lack of patience? Is it I need to do it now? Is it fear of success? Is it fear of taxes? right? I don't want to pay a lot of taxes. I don't want to pay a lot of taxes. I'm not going to make any money, so I don't have to pay any taxes. Okay. If you say so. Write this one down. Never avoid a dream because of tax implications. Amelia, I can't wait until I have to spend $10 million on taxes. Can't wait. I'm like, come on, bring me the day that I have to pay $10 million of taxes. Because I'm assuming if I have a calculator or an abacus or a friend like Stephen King and Marta, I think we'll be able to figure out how to put some money aside. Because that means I made at least 20 or 30 million, right, Paul? I mean, to pay $10 million of taxes, like, I sure hope I made something. It's not going to just happen out of thin air. So we're talking about this because you know there's more to trading than just technical skill. We will teach you technical skills, but the reason Stephen brought me in here is because I've made all the mistakes. I'm the dum-dum. Now, thankfully, I was able to start off early enough in life where it didn't matter, right? I didn't have a wife and kids. It was just me. But you are breaking your rules. You know you are. And your trading is getting hijacked by fear, FOMO, anger, impatience. You're having heartbreaking inconsistency in your results because you're not sticking to something. Imagine doing the same thing and losing 5 times in a row and then doing it again on the 6th. Can you imagine? Because what do most people do, Ivo? What are they doing? Most individuals are going to do something, win, lose, lose, lose. This sucks. Abandon everything, change it, start all the way over. If you pick something, which is this class, and you stick to it, which is this class, for a period of time that's uncomfortable, which is this class, and you do not deviate, you can make money as much as you want. Type in a 5 if you feel me. That's the part that I want you to get at. Like, this is for real, people. I'm not playing games. I'm not going to sell you penny stocks. We're talking a lot of money. Now, yes, this statistic pops up everywhere. Whatever the statistic is, put whatever number you want. I'm going to skip over the slide pretty quickly because here's the truth. The truth is 80% of people suck at everything, realistically. I mean, if we really restaurants fail, new businesses fail. 80% of your relationships probably didn't work out. And then you got the one that did. And you're like, I'm going to stick to you because you're awesome. Right? I mean, it's okay. Most people stop at something because it's easier not to, you know? Running a marathon is kind of easy. It's a lot easier not to, though. A lot. So yes, 80% of people fail all the time. What's the percentages of people that you think play soccer, for everyone else in the world, football? What's the percentages of people that play and get paid enough money to support their family? Go ahead and type into the chat pane. What's the percentage of people who play football / soccer? I think, Ivo, I think you got that pretty close. Yeah. I think the answer is 0.00001%. It's a small number. I mean, if we do it really quick, there's 1 billion people that play soccer in the world. Easy. Right? How many people actually make enough? I mean, there's teams and there's rosters on the team. I mean, it's a disastrously small number. Thousands. We go from billions to thousands. What's 1% of a billion? 1% of a billion is 10 million. That's nutty, right? 10% of a billion is 1% of a billion is 10 million. And there ain't 10 million professional, full-time, legit money-making football players in the world. You guys get the point? So when people say like there's 5% of people that make money trading full time, that is an unbelievably large number. Let's just do math, right? Like if there's 300 million people, Nang, that trade full time, 300 million people, and 5% of them make it, it's a huge number. So how about it's you? And you tell yourself, I want you to go ahead and start telling your family, ladies, especially my ladies, no harm on the guys, but my ladies who are here are going to outperform every dude in class by a long shot. It's not even close. So it's sorry in advance. Sorry, Barnaby, your wife's going to be better than you very quickly. It's just the way women work. They're just better at trading than guys are. But here's the thing. For my ladies, make sure you tell the men in your life, this is not going to happen by May 1st. Okay? Because your guys are going to be so excited that you're trading because dudes love women in our lives doing things. We just love it. We think it's the coolest thing ever. And so we're going to put pressure on you to just really be amazing at this. It's a marathon. It takes time. So let them know now, I'm getting my bachelor's degree in the stock market and I'm taking class 1. Fair? Let them know. I'm getting a bachelor's degree. I mean, I'm in class 1. Chill out. And for my dudes out there, tell yourself that. Tell the part of you that wants to make $47,000 tomorrow. Okay. Us dudes, right, Marta, with our tiny little fragile egos, we tell yourself, give it some time. Otherwise, you're just going to lose it all anyway. You got to get your consistency game down. You got to get your money right. And then you can make it happen. Hit me with a 1 if you believe it's possible to take 3 trades a year and make $100,000. Hit me with a 1. Is that possible? Okay. So if you know it's possible, if it's 3 trades a year, Kristen, I'm not saying 3 trades an hour. Great trades will take time. Because even if I get into a trade, or Steven gets into a trade, or John gets into a trade, and we make that type of money, it might take 6 months. I've had to hold a whole trade for 9 months before. Can you believe it, Alan? 9 whole months. I've had to buy a thing and do nothing for 9 months to make money on that position. Can you believe it? So that's why we're saying this is a marathon, not a sprint. I'm helping you design your life, Pedro, for 7 years from now, so that in 7 years from now, you're loaded and liquid and we're hanging out every day. And you're getting cool texts like I got from Marta yesterday, and you're just traveling the world and you're doing everything that you want to do because you're free and you're happy. And no one's going to like me saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm not busy. So I want to make sure that's very clear. I don't use the word busy. You can tell me that I'm busy, and I'm not gonna say it. Like I'm not busy. I'm free. I made it. I'm good. I'm here because I want to be here. Like I like this. I am not busy though. I say no to a lot of things, and I have people like Steven in my life to help me say no to a bunch of other things so I can focus on stuff like this. Steven helped me with 412 things today. He's busy right now, right? He'll be a lot less busy in like 4 or 5 days. And are there seasons where you are getting after it? Absolutely. Just like in a marathon, there's certain times where you're getting after it. But I want to make sure that everyone knows that this is going to take some time. So here is the goal of this exact class. And I am going to share something with you other than just being all hyped up and excited. I'm going to be showing you right now in this class, because I'm so confident that you're going to be winning, is I want to give you cash flow management practices. Because I think if you do this well in life, I'm going to give you a life number. If you start doing this in class, in life, tonight, your money will become better. because I'm gonna hit you with a really hard truth that some of you are gonna like and some of you aren't. If you're bad with money, you're gonna really suck at trading. Right, Marta? You got to be good with money. You gotta love on it. You gotta have a good relationship with money, because that's all you're doing is trading money in and out every day. You're interacting with currencies to make more currencies. And if you're bad with currencies now, it's going to really suck with more trading, because I'm here to build habits for the long term. That's what we're here for. So type a 9 if you would really, really love my cash flow management model. Okay, cool. I'm gonna give it to you in this class. All right. Cash flow is king. One of the coolest things ever. And you're going to see me take trades, and I'll be posting trades the whole time we're together. I'll be trading stocks. I'll be trading crypto. I'll be placing trades just like you are. I'll be walking through my exact trades. I'll be telling you what to get in. I'll be showing you exactly what I'm doing. We will be able to make more money. But just know that I do not trade 4 hours a day. Not because I can't, it's because here's a big distinction. I practice 4 hours a day. I trade for 20 minutes. Right. The rest of the time is me getting after it, going back in time, looking for the special pattern that I can apply to the future trade and know exactly what it's going to do, like Google today. Right, Ivo? You saw my setup on Google this morning. Dude, it was the most obvious move ever that was going to go higher. So there are certain times you're like, yeah, this is it. So it's okay not to place a day trade. It's perfectly acceptable to wait multiple days to take some things you love. Take a screenshot of this chart, print it out if you can, put it on your desk. Don't be stressed out about not taking trades. Be really stressed out about not back trading. Be really stressed out that you aren't focusing on the process, because the money will come. Believe it here first. See it in your mind, and you'll see it in your bank account. Because none of this should be stressful. None of you should lose sleep. Right, Barnaby? And it's Isabella, right? Is that correct? Yeah, okay. So I hope you're happy to hear that, right? None of us should be stressed about this. It should actually be kind of nice and enjoyable. If you're really, really stressed to the max and you're chain smoking cigarettes and like mainlining heroin, you're doing it wrong, right? This is not class or the profession for you. Don't do those things. You're not good. So, as I said, pull out some profits, okay? Pay yourself as early as possible. Do it. I don't care if it's $57, Amelia. It's okay. Pull that money out. All right, Kristen, if you make $26 and you're like, sweet, my first winning trade, amazing. Pull some out. Go to Subway. Like, this is the biggest question that I get, literally, because I make all of this stuff look so easy, because it is. I just show how easy it is. And then everyone's like, well, when do you get out? When you make enough money to buy something you need. That's a really good time to get out. Find a bill that stresses you out, or find something that would add so much zest and energy and excitement to your life, and find out how much that costs and try to pay for that with trading. This will help you in trading, I promise. Who remembers in some of my stories, who remembers the very first thing I ever bought with my trading profits? The very first thing. I had like this goal. I was like, I'm going to buy that. Pedro, good guess. Pedro said a tux. No, it wasn't a tux. It's a great guess. I did end up getting one of those later. Yeah. Who said it first? Alan. Alan said it first, and then Paul, and then Andrew, and then Jamie, and then Jennifer. Yeah. A refrigerator. That was the very first thing I ever bought from Best Buy. I know. And it had the ice maker. That's the level of poverty I grew up in, family. Right? Like ice from a machine, dude. So every time I opened that refrigerator, bang, breath of like hit me in the, I just loved it. Loved it. So I started linking positivity to the markets. And it wasn't like I'm about to show you, everyone that typed in the 9, I'm about to show you the model. It wasn't from one trade. Right, Pedro? It was from like 36 trades over like 3 or 4 months. $20 here, $80 there, $120 there, $16 there, just pulling out, put into a savings account, trying to buy the thing that I've always wanted, a thing that I always wanted. Jennifer's fancy. I now know that Jennifer's fancy. She likes nugget ice. I don't have nugget ice money yet, but maybe one day. But you're right. Yeah, nuggets really cool. So, all right, for everyone who typed in a 9, here's the numbers. Here it is. Now, I don't care what this number is right here. I want this to be your formula. I learned this from a book that every single one of you have read, but just in case you haven't, read it this week. It's free online. Who can tell me what the book is? Sure, you already know. You can read it this week. It's an 18-minute read, maybe. Richest Man in Babylon. So if you haven't read it, it's totally free. You can find it everywhere online. Great book. You can, if you have kids, read it to your kids too, especially the teenagers. Because that's why I learned, like, pay yourself first. So let me talk about why that's important, first and foremost. Because if you, right now, the majority of individuals on earth do this part first. Their brain thinks like this. I make $4,000 from work or whatever it is. My bills and my rent are this, and then, right? I make $4,000 from work, and then I pay my bills. Now, my women are usually pretty okay at this, but my guys, usually not, right? How does our hierarchy of the world work, gentlemen? Usually, it goes something like this. Job, kids, wife, dog, bills, favorite football team, the lawn, the carpet. You. all the way at the bottom. Right, gentlemen? When there's nothing left, you've given everything to everyone and you're depleted and you're at 0. And you're like, oh, then, all right, cool. I'll have a beer and I'll relax. But the problem is you're already at 0. When you start focusing on yourself first and you realize that you're the most important person in your story, I know this is going to be a little scary. I know it might not feel like there's anything to do with trading in here, but trust me, this is the big one. When you know that you're the most important player in your story and you start structuring life where you go, okay, if I get paid $4,000, that means I get $400 and then I do this, this, and this. Now, you can structure this however you want. I love when people go, all right, cool. I'm going to give 10 to whatever, 20%. This is next level. Now, some of you might already be here. Some of you might not be, and it's okay. But I'll tell you a really cool secret that I learned pretty early on. The secret to living is giving. Now, this one challenges a lot of beliefs because if you want to receive more, you got to do what? Give more. And when you start shifting that paradigm a little bit, you find ways to give uncomfortably to others, you magically get more. Now, I know that you're not going to like fully believe that potentially until you try it out. The first time I ever donated more than $20,000, my life changed forever. And the cool part was, super fast story about giving. I was in a lawsuit. I say it was a cool story. Not that cool. I was in a lawsuit and I wanted to make sure that I didn't have any money for the lawsuit, but I didn't want to be stupid about it. Right? I didn't want to just light it on fire. So I want to make sure that there was no money in my bank account and there's no assets to my name. So I made sure that all my assets, all my money was somewhere else. And I had $100,000 to my name. And at that time, hovering right around rock bottom. I said, okay, I'm going to test this stuff out. I'm going to give all of my money away. Donated to the Ronald McDonald Foundation. Anyone ever heard of that? So here in the US, it's a place that takes care of moms when their children are in are in the NICU. So my niece Gabrielle was born like 9 weeks premature, born like around 2 pounds. And so my sister had to stay in the Ronald McDonald Foundation for a long time. So I donated $100,000 to them. So I didn't, again, just give it away frivolously. It's just the coolest thing ever, man. It was one of those miracle moments, God moments, energy moments, universe moments, call it whatever you want. I'm good with all of them. It's just amazing because 3 weeks later, I got an email from a guy that I knew. I had talked to him. It sounds like a sketchy email, but it wasn't. He goes, "Hey, Newsome, I would love for you to fly out to Los Angeles and help me with my trading plan. My dad passed away recently and he left me a really large inheritance, and I want to build a fund around this money, and I'm going to pay you $200,000 to come out here." True story. I was like, nah, I'm busy that week, dude. I got things to. I tried not to say yes too quick. You guys ever had that happen? I was like, let me send the email 7 minutes after. As soon as I read it, I said yes. So the giving piece, I haven't always been perfect at that, but I do really, really, really structure my life where I try my best to give uncomfortably. And I like to surround myself people who do that as well, because if you want your life to change faster than anything else ever, this is the secret. You could be in class and you can take this away, figure out a way to give uncomfortably, and your whole life will change. Step one. Step two, focus on yourself first when it comes to your money. And then sure, you can pay your bills and then you can slide some into a tax account. I'm not saying do this. I'm just saying what I did. Tax account for me was not a savings account. It was not a bank account. It was Bitcoin. That's what I did. I'm not saying do that. But what I am saying is, if you don't want to let your money just sit in a bank account doing nothing, you can put it into an asset that probably is going to go up over time. And as that asset grows, yes, you have to pay taxes on that money too. But I like paying taxes. Like I said, can't wait to pay $10 million one day. Then 10% of the money that you make goes into long-term assets. Now, here's a question. Could long-term assets, this money, be the exact same thing? And the answer is sure, right? We're going to talk more about long-term assets as the class progresses. And I know all of you know this conceptually, but a long-term asset to me is something that I know for sure is going to go higher. Without question. It's a no-brainer. It's going to go up. So I put money into those things. And for me, for my whole life, it's been stocks. I bought real estate, but John will tell you it's one of the smaller parts of my portfolio. I don't have a bunch of real estate, especially right now. I'm renting. Dude, I don't even have that much real estate at all. Like, I don't have a lot of real estate. I'm pretty liquid. So right into the chat pane really quick. First thing that comes to your mind, what's a stock that in 3 years is going to be higher from right now, guaranteed? No question. You know for sure. You have 100% conviction. Stock or crypto, whatever it might be. An asset that you know for sure is going to go higher. Now, okay, we're getting some really good answers. We got NVIDIA, we got Bitcoin, we got Ethereum, we got Google, we got NVIDIA, we got Tesla, we got Walmart, we have Apple. All of these are true statements. These are all true. in my personal / humble / relatively professional opinion. If Tesla, Apple, Nvidia go to zero, you're not going to be worried about money. Okay. Right, Pedro? You're going to be outside with a shotgun picking off zombies from your rooftop. Okay. You will have other problems if Apple, Nvidia, and Tesla are at zero. You're not going to care about money. You're going to care about seeds and water and Kleenex. I know that sounds weird, but all of you gave an answer. So what if all of you focused your answer on some of that money that you made from cash flow of life, from your income, from your bills, and you started following this focus and just put all of your eggs? Now, I get it. Your brain's going to say, Newsom, I've literally heard my whole life, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. What if the basket can't break? Are the eggs protected? Or what if you have a lot of chickens? You know, there's another book. I will mention books a lot in this class. There's another book that's called Think and Grow Rich. I'm going to mention it about 46 times in this class. Because how do you grow rich, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, that's how you do it. You think. What if you sat around for an hour a day for the next 63 months, every hour of every day for the next 5 years, and said, how do I put more money into NVIDIA? And that was your number one question. Guess what would happen? You'd put more money into NVIDIA. And guess what's going to happen over 5 years? It's going to go higher. Make sense? Type in one if that makes sense. I hope that's not too big of a tangent. But I was doing this formula forever. Keep that in mind. So I don't want you to think, oh, well, Newsom, bro, you made 18 grand, so you had money to, shift around. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but bro, a decade ago, like I was barely outperforming Uber Eats. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. There's a tipping point. There's a tipping point, I promise. But there it goes. Right? Even if you make $359 in a month, you can still do this formula. Yes or yes, family. You can still do this formula. And when you do a formula of wealth successfully and consistently, you will become wealthy. Here's the best part. Write this down. Wealth is second grade math repeated forever. That's it. You're going to become very, very, very wealthy. It is a math formula. Promise. That's it. And this is it right here. This is the math formula. Do it every month consistently with your whole life and just really focus your money. Obviously, spend more, spend less than you make. And then follow this formula. You're going to do great. Okay, what about negative months? I've had those. That's a good question. I'm glad you were thinking it. I know you're thinking it, Kirk. It's okay. What about negative months? What about when you lose money trading? Marta has seen me lose money trading. Steven's seen me lose money trading. They buy Powerballs when it happens, but it's happened. When you lose, your focus then is, could you pull from your account? Like, you're going to have other things to pull your income from. That's the thing. Don't stress about it too much. Like, if you have an account, you can pull some money from that account. It's okay. But that's why it's really, 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 really better for someone in your life to have multiple streams of income. Now, when I say multiple streams, I don't mean the whole every millionaire has 7 streams of income. No, they don't. They have 2 until they become millionaires. Then they have 7. Write that down. They don't have 7 streams of income until they become a millionaire. They have 1 or 2 that they focus a lot of their time and attention on. And then when they become millionaires, then they get 7. Because they have more money to spread around. You're not diversifying a $12,000 portfolio. It's not going to happen. Like, you can't do it. Focus in on something. Put money in, put cash flow in, put assets in, and buy something that's going to go higher over time. Give it time. That's a big one for me. I used to hear it all the time. I was just like, how though? Like, I sat there and did the math. I'm like, if you have 7 streams of income and they're all $6, how am I becoming a millionaire? I don't get it. Like, no, focus on something. Concentrate to get rich, diversify to stay wealthy. Because all we're doing in this class is we're optimizing your money mindset. I promise we're going to cover technicals and candles and all that stuff. I promise. We're going to look at moving averages and trade setups and hammers, and we're going to do all that. But if I don't come in here and help you with your money mindset, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, that's my job. I'm not fulfilled. I got to help you with your money. It's just this burning drive. I need everyone around me to be crazy, crazy wealthy. Because if all of my friends and everyone that I work with, everyone that I spend time with is really rich and they have good money and they have good income, they're going to be happier and they're going to be better to hang out with, and they're going to leave an impact in this world. Right? Cool. Hit me with some questions. Now, the awesome part about this class, and I hope you feel a little bit special, this is the first class with cameras on. It's the first meeting. So you can just unmute yourself if you have a question in class and just hit me up. That'll be the fun part about this class. So if you ever have a question, just interrupt me, especially if it's me. I talk a lot. So. What you got for me, Ivo? Looking great in that sweater, dude. It's getting late over there, man. How are you still awake? It's like midnight. Ivo's joining us from Portugal, ladies and gentlemen. We got someone in Colombia. Who else is in a cool place? Ivo's going straight to bed. All right, my man. Kristen's in South Dakota. That is, you're right. Nang's in NOLA, New Orleans. Oh, we got Israel in the building. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, cool. We got Hot Lana representing. Cheryl's in a plane. She's literally flying a plane right now, is what it looks like. Tony's in Vegas. We got Tulsa. Amelia's in Nashville. Amelia, when are we hanging out? Okay, shoot me a message. Shoot me a DM on Slack. If you're in Nashville, you just get the Nashville treatment. It's just one of those cool parts about living in Nashville. Can't hate on the city, guys. I'm here. I'll be here for a while. We got Charlotte. We got Hawaii. Awesome. Kristen wants to fly to Nashville. Hey, planes work. Cheryl's in a plane right now. You're not, Cheryl?
No, that was many years ago. It brings back good memories.
It does. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Cool, family. Well, again, I'm really happy for those of you who did some retakes. So you were in the previous 9-day class and just want to get some good reps. Type in a 7 if this was at least nice and fun and easy. You passed tonight's class. And for those of you who are going through this program, this is really a one of a kind. We've never had a class like this before. True story. This is one of a kind. And so it's going to be really interesting and fun and exciting. Obviously, the material is going to be the same, except we're just going to be able to experience it faster. That's the cool news. And so Stephen King is going to be in class. So do me one favor. Make sure you ask Stephen questions. He does not care.
I love questions.
Guys, he's unoffendable. I have physically tried to offend Stephen by going to his gym and lifting weights with him. And I thought that he was going to be offended by how little weight I was moving around. And he wasn't. And so it was really nice.
Can't offend me.
And me and Steven have gone through some battles, family. I've seen this guy. You cannot offend him. So just ask him a question. If you're like, yo, bro, you're going too fast. Can you explain this? Same thing with Johnny. Johnny is a 62-year-old hard-nosed Marine. Okay. This dude doesn't care. He's doing it. So he loves trading. He loves people. We have a great group of individuals here. So just know that we're all here to love on you. We're all here to help you. We're all here to answer your questions. And so here's your homework for tonight's class. Just a very, very easy, super, super simple homework. Nothing crazy. I want you to dream. We talked about $15,000. What do you need in your life right now that costs $15,000 that if you had in your life would change a lot of things? Because many of you are initially going to be scared about trading and scared about the markets and kind of worried about losing. And it's okay. We're going to talk about risk. We're going to talk about all of those things. But I want you to be pulled by your purpose rather than pushed by your pain. That's what I want. And at some point, you can realize that, yes, you might lose money and you might mess up, you might make mistakes. That's fine. But it's really, really fun to dream also and get pulled by that number. Because if you focus on losing a bunch, cool, but also focus on winning at least as much as you focus on the losing. Daydream and think about what would be really amazing and what amount of money would change your life forever and what would be amazing. So $15,000, that's what I'm looking for. What would you spend $15,000 on that really would bring in awesome prosperity and abundance into your life? Sound good? Now, oh yeah, it can be multiple things. It can be multiple things. You're like, oh, I'd buy 46 different things. Cool. Tell me what those are. Spend it here first, feel it, know what it is, and watch how fast it comes into existence, because the markets will give you everything that you want and they will take everything that you don't need. Love you, family. Enjoy Stephen King and Johnny Garco this week and next. And I'll be in Slack. I'll be answering all of your questions. And if you need anything at all, any point in time, I'm here for you. All right. Thanks.